Welcome back to IGN Live at E3. Watching a Studio Ghibli movie is an incredible experience, but being able to play a game that looks and sounds like one is even better. Gav Murphy and I are ready to get a look at Ni No Kuni 2, Revenant Kingdom, and here to tell us more about it is Stephen Akana.
Hey, how's it going today?
Pretty good.
Yeah, no, thank you for having us. I mean, we're just really excited that, you know, Ni No Kuni 2, it's finally here, right? You know, it's been a long time coming.
So right off the bat, I want to get this out of the way. Ni No Kuni, fantastic game, but it came out on PS3, which was, I feel like that was kind of the dark horse of last generation. So a lot of people didn't get a chance to play it. Ni No Kuni 2, is it a direct sequel, or will people get a chance to really start fresh?
So Ni No Kuni 2, you can actually jump into Ni No Kuni 2 without having played the first one. Okay. The magic of it is that they've taken this kind of play space and they've there's a different story, there's different play mechanics, but there's going to be a lot of familiarity with certain areas. Like Ding Dong Dell appears in the first game and in the second game, but it's totally different.
So it's almost like a continuation of the world without actually being a proper sequel with the same characters.
Yeah, it's almost like, you know, there's no real continuity between the first story and the second story. It's really just being able to kind of jump in and have that play space again, where it's like, you know, here's a new way of being able to give you that Ghibli-style story.
Yeah, but for the people who really like Ni No Kuni, is it actually going to feel like that game?
Oh, most definitely. Yeah. I mean, it's the same way that you walk away from like a Ghibli movie when you go to the theaters. Like, you know, you have that feeling of this hero character who makes a growth and a progression, and like the connections that they make with all the other characters, it really resonates in the same way.
Awesome. I think we're going to have a look at it.
All right, so yeah, we've got a demo that is, I think, on the show floor here at E3, right?
Yeah, no, so we have the first hands-on playable that's going to be showing at E3 starting tomorrow. And there's two sections, actually. So this first section that we're showing, Evan, he's made his way to Cloud Coil Canyon, and he's met up with his friend Tani. And him, Tani, and Roland are going to be going to this section that's called the Trial of Courage. And in this trial, he needs to basically go through a couple different trials. For this demo, we really wanted to shore it up so that we can give people that hands-on experience, you know, just jump right into gameplay. So really excited that this is something that people are going to try for the first time.
So you're like a cat person, and they're space pirates.
Kind of. I mean, so Evan, he comes from Ding Dong Dell, which is it's a country that has both cats and mice living together in harmony. So Evan is actually half cat folk, half human.
Okay.
And Roland, the guy that's with him as well, he's from another world. Right. So he comes in and he's actually president of a country in his own world.
Okay. And is he from like our world, like Oliver was in the first game?
Similar. That kind of duality of two different worlds. So when Roland comes in, he notices how, you know, Evan has a lot of qualities that are similar to himself when he was first starting to become president of his own country. So, you know, during all the commotion of like a coup that's going on and Evan's exiled from his country, he really decides, hey, I want to jump in and I want to mentor Evan and bring him up to the leader that I believe that he has within his heart.
Yeah. Now we got a glimmer of the sort of little chibi characters running around the overworld earlier. The kind of the main exploration of dungeons and areas. It looks very similar to the first Ni No Kuni. Does the combat take an entirely different route from the first game?
The combat is completely revamped for Ni No Kuni 2. Everything takes place in a real-time battle sequence. So you have free movement with your party members, and you're able to switch with them on the fly. Yeah. And everything is able to be done all in real time.
All right. Now, the first game had a lot of kind of very familiar kind of JRPG elements. It was open for exploration to a certain degree, but you'd still get kind of slapped on the wrist by high-level enemies if you wandered too far off, and there'd be kind of parts that were, you know, walled off by story stuff. I've heard it mentioned that this is kind of more open for exploration. Is that true, or?
Yeah, I mean, like, still with the story, there's going to be certain gates of things that you need to complete to be able to continue your progression. Okay. But this one, it has a much more open feel. There's less of the familiar training that you had in the first game. Yeah. There's no familiars that you're capturing in Ni No Kuni 2, but there is other elements that have been brought in to make sure that, you know, the people who are big fans, like me, myself, I was a huge fan of collecting all the different familiars. But there is a different way of being able to visualize your investment into your gameplay. Okay.
Now, one thing you've got here now, you've got Higgledies.
Yes.
What are they?
So,
what is a Higgledy?
They're these cute little sprites. They're basically the spirit of everything that's around you in your world. So as you can see, Evan has. You can think of the Higgledies almost as a fourth party member.
Okay.
So you can switch between your 3 different members that you already have, but the Higgledies themselves, they'll see different opportunities based on the battles that you're in. Right. And sometimes they'll see that you need healing, and then they'll try to heal your party, or they'll see like attack openings, and they'll start throwing in little attacks, or they'll open up. You'll see these blue circles open up, and you can give them commands.
Okay.
And those commands will give you buffs that can boost your defense or your offense, or be able to do magical attacks.
Now, can you sort of coach their AI to take different approaches during gameplay, or? You
don't necessarily coach the Higgledies themselves, but the AI for like both the other characters, when you swap between them, it's actually really dynamic, and it ends up feeling very natural, like you're playing with this party, but you don't have to babysit, I guess, the ones that you've moved away from.
Okay, so I was going to say, why did you guys decide to go for the Higgledies rather than go for the Familiars? Because, as you said, you were a big fan. Like, I was a huge fan. People who love that game are really into the Familiars. How come you decided to go a different way?
I think that, when looking at the first game, that there was a lot of love that was for the Familiars, but there was a lot of investment that you had to put into leveling up each of your individual ones that you captured. So there was definitely a focus on wanting to streamline the experience, make sure that everyone was able to continue to progress through the story, so that there wasn't any blocks in the middle where you might just be focusing on grinding and leveling up your characters. But there is still a lot of different investment that you can do as you travel through the game.
Okay, cool. I've heard a mention of kingdom building. Is that what is that?
So kingdom building, it's something that we're teasing at E3. We have a lot more actual information that's going to be coming throughout the rest of the year up until launch.
Okay.
But kingdom building, it's kind of that's kind of what I was getting at with like being able to see a visual investment of the time that you put into the game. Evan, is working to become king, and as he continues to grow, you're going to see this kingdom of his own that's growing as well.
Okay. So because you don't have Familiars this time around, and you're not able to like feed them little cakes and give them pants and whatnot, is there more of an emphasis on sort of traditional, humanoid RPG tactics, like having gear and spells and stuff like that?
There is still different tasks that you can do within your kingdom that will expand your combat skills, expand your magical abilities, and the Higgledies play a pretty key role in that, as well as all of the people that you meet within the world. Like there's a context and a reason to all of the adventuring that Evan's going to do as he's trying to find his own courage within himself and then bring himself to become king.
Yeah. So in the first one as well, so obviously we saw Ding Dong Dell, and that was like, we had the Cat King there. I'm trying to remember stuff without sounding like I'm bonkers. But so is the story going to be sort of linked to that? Because he's obviously part cat, so is the cat part going to be his sort of royal lineage?
There's definitely a royal lineage to the cat portion, but it's not in the exact same way as Ni No Kuni 1. I think that's kind of like the magical thing about, with Yoshiyuki Momose, who did the character design for Ni No Kuni and Ni No Kuni 2. Yeah. It has that sweetness that you find with the character designs in a actual Studio Ghibli film. Because I mean, he's worked on, Grave of the Fireflies, Whisper of the Heart, Spirited Away. Yeah. So being able to tap all the talent that's really been involved in this game, it's super special. With Joe Hisaishi with the musical composition, and with Akihiro Hino, who is masterful at being able to craft a story that's really in high fantasy, but relatable to people at the same time. Yeah.
Now, you've spoken a bit about how you want to take a more mature angle here in this game. It doesn't look like you're talking about like blood and guts. Is it just sort of a tonal approach?
Yeah, no, it's definitely tonal. I mean, there's a lot of growth and a lot of serious matters that appear within this game, and being able to have the dynamic relationship between Evan and his growth, but then also all the people around him. As Roland, as his mentor, if you will. Yeah. Seeing the kind of the multiple angles to his personality. Not everything is just exactly how it is presented to you. There's a lot of depth, layers to the onion, if you will.
Yeah. I keep seeing him doing this Royal Awakening thing where he kind of like buffs out and goes crazy. What is that?
So when you stun an enemy, there is a special way where you're able to have, there's a little gold ball that pops out. Okay. And when you collect that actually puts you into this heightened mode where you're able to have overpowered attacks with everything. And at the same time with the Higgledies, you can charge your own attacks,
Okay.
and they'll jump in and they will power them up yourself. So there's one of Evan's attacks, he does like a circular slash with a sword. But if he holds down and he charges, he's able to add in a fire element, water element, wind element, and that's really beneficial when you're fighting against specific enemies that have elemental weaknesses.
Awesome.
Great. So the mission's clear here. Is there anything else to show off? Are we going to go exploring at all?
No, in the second, there's another area that's available for everyone to play on the show floor.
Okay.
It's a large-scale boss battle, but today we're just going to be showing you just the first piece, so that when people come to the show tomorrow, they're going to have a nice surprise for them, and they can try both of them.
Okay. So I got to voice this. There was one major frustration I had with the first game, which is it took a good chunk of time to get to the point where your entire party could defend themselves. Is there, and that was, I think I was still playing on easy because I'm a scrub. Are you making this in spite of a more mature angle, more accessible to people who are maybe more casual JRPG players?
It's definitely more accessible. I wouldn't say it's taking a bit of, how the first Ni No Kuni was really, we kind of looked at it as kind of the gold standard of like JRPGs for the last console generation. It really was trying to take in some of the aspects of like Western RPG design and kind of folding it in while still really respecting a lot of traditional Japanese like game design elements. This one is really trying to kind of bleed the line between the two and create what we conceptually would say is a global RPG. So something that's really accessible, people can jump in. There isn't really that grinding focus, but it does accommodate kind of both tastes to be able to be something that's really widely accepted.
Okay. Is there any plans at all to remaster the first Ni No Kuni for current-gen consoles?
We don't have any news about Ni No Kuni 1 being remastered, but I mean, me personally, like I think that it sounds like a wonderful idea, but you'll have to stay tuned if we have any info on that.
Now, you're not quite talking about when this is out in the wild yet?
Yeah, it's coming out this year.
Okay.
Confirmations are going to be sooner than one would think.
Can you talk a bit at all about the English voice cast?
Not at this time. But I'm really excited. I mean, especially that we've been able to bring out these this playable demo and actually have the portions of the recordings for that English cast involved.
Yeah. A big thing for me in the first one, because I'm Welsh, and Drippy had this amazing Welsh accent all the way through it, and people really, really sort of warmed to that. I was amazed at how it was a big deal for Welsh people to have one of the main characters in a video game be Welsh, which was really good. Is Drippy going to be coming back? Are we going to get to see him?
We don't have any news about Drippy, but there is someone else special that people are going to be finding out in just a day's time.
That's amazing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So a good tease.
You have actually revealed what is it? It's Evan's full name.
Yes.
And it does, I believe, have a similar familial name in there that it happens to line up with King Tom from the first game.
Evan Pettywhisker Tildrum.
Are they related?
There's no relation.
He's got cat ears. I'm trying to do journalism up here.
What's going on in this world?
Okay, and this is just at the Bandai Namco booth for people to check out and play?
Yeah, no, it's first hands-on playable for everyone. We also have a really neat photo booth opportunity in the front. We have giveaways that we're doing at the show. We really are just so pleased to be able to finally bring this out for everyone to get their hands on and get a feel for what's going to be coming out this holiday season. So.
Okay. And then this is kind of a left field question. There was also a Ni No Kuni 3DS game, wasn't there?
Yes.
Is there any chance of that ever coming to the West?
We don't have any news about that, but I think that there's a lot of different areas and opportunities for Ni No Kuni. So I'd be interested myself to see, if there's a bit of looking back and seeing opportunities with. I think it was Legend of the Dark Djinn. But yeah, no, that was unfortunately it didn't come over to the States, but I think it would be something to look into.
Well, I'm happy to see more Ni No Kuni. In any case, Stephen, Gav, thank you so much for joining me. Last night, the theme of the Bethesda press conference was Bethesda Land, and they went all out. They actually built a theme park inspired by their games. Terry Schwartz was there, and here is her report. Terry, take it away.